waiting so patient, I'm going places, can't fake it. My heart is so cold, my energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me count my blessings daily. Yeah, they've been acting shady, but I don't take it personal. The memories fading, I'm enjoying the moment. I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, unfolding. Got nothing to prove, cause I'm about to blow. I've been in the booth, speaking to my soul. You know that I'm true, either way it go, either way it goes. I cannot turn close, staying on the low. I've been protecting my soul. If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn their back. Acting like the amigos, they never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go. And I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure. Only good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. You see me searching for my inner peace. I've been learning more about myself and my purpose. Truth always come to the surface. Was hurting, but I had to heal. Releasing all the pain that I always held. Been going through some changes, I'll make it still. Protecting my soul to keep it real. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes.
Okay, hello and what's up, everyone? Please let me know if you hear me. I don't have any headphones on, but let me know what's happening. We'll get the show started, and that's what's up. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, I don't know how much you missed there, but I was saying that I'm glad to see everyone in the chat. Those in the lurker crew joined the chat, and I was also saying that if you're on the replay, join the comment section. Leave a comment down below. Unfortunately, that's all you can do. You missed the live. So if you're here live, join the chat. If you're on the replay, join the comment section. And I think you will be very much interested in the show tonight. We're very lucky to have a guest tonight who's going to share a very interesting theory, very interesting concept. And many of you already know him, Alex Voorhies. And those who don't, you're going to be presented with an interesting an interesting theory here tonight that kind of piqued my interest, and so that's what's up. Again, if you're on the Lurker Crew, join the chat, hit the like. If you're on the replay, hit the like and leave a comment. So with that being said, let me continue. Let's see. We're going to start off by taking a little look. Here. Let's see. Together. Okay. Let's watch this together. And before we get into it, I just want to say hi to the Royal We, Phoenix, Rebecca Ann, 1965. It's a God Thing. Augie, Lisa, Coach Cruz, Noe Amos, Fur Baby Daddy, Lornell, Adrian, Big Fish, Kayla. Nobody Nothing was in here earlier. Bonnie was here. JoJo, the amazing JoJo, hanging out. And yeah, all of you in the Lurker Crew. Oh, look, there's Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew's here in digital. Yeah, the longtime members. So yeah, welcome in everyone, and let's get started with this. And as people come into the chat, please greet them, make them feel at home.
It was a very complex, brutal, disturbing crime scene.
One of Boone County's most horrific killings remains unsolved. It's 12 years later, but the detectives working the Stevenson case are leaving no stone unturned. In recent months, their investigation has led them even to Indiana to look at a possible connection to this highly publicized Delphi murders.
Yeah, Jessica Schmidt digs into these new developments in part one of this story from Cincinnati's Crime Vault.
Detective Coy Cox and his partner make up Boone County's cold case unit, yet they say the murder of Bill and Peggy Stevenson is far from cold. In fact, they've traveled to at least 14 other states to follow up on leads, including several trips to Delphi, Indiana. And they're pursuing potential breaks in the case using a DNA profile.
May 29th, 2011 was a sunny Sunday in the suburbs.
It was a spring day, like most around here in northern Kentucky.
But the day quickly turned dark after a gruesome discovery.
It was a very complex, brutal, disturbing crime scene.
Two people, both 74 years old, were found dead inside their Boone County home. A beloved husband and wife, Bill and Peggy Stevenson. A concerned family member found them when they didn't show up for church.
We think it was, a very quick surprise attack. There was some blunt force trauma.
Detective Coy Cox and his partner Tim Adams were sent to the scene. The house had been altered and the bodies were staged.
There were things that were done to their bodies that was horrific. They changed several things.
Okay, look, before I let it carry forward too far, let me just highlight some points that were just made. Point number one, DNA profile. Okay, very, very interesting, right? Another point, horrific staging. Another point, blunt force trauma, okay? So you people who are familiar with Delphi murders, let's just kind of shake you up a bit and give you a little reminder here. Pin this, blunt force trauma, okay? DNA profile, horrific staging, and wounds. Okay, so let's continue, and I might back it up in a moment. So let's try it again. Let's see, I'll back it up a little.
Which is
all right.
Horrific. They changed several things in the scene, which is really, really unusual for any murder scene anywhere in the country or in the world.
Whoever killed the couple did not take off right away.
There was quite a bit of time that the perpetrators, the killers, stayed in the residence or felt comfortable coming back to the scene.
In general, detectives believe that kind of behavior points to a suspect who knows the victims. And Bill and Peggy Stevenson were loved by many.
They were amazing people, good Christian people. They wanted to share their faith and their love with the community.
You know, they've missed out on so much. They've missed out on weddings. They've missed out on 3 new great-grandbabies, graduations, like I said, weddings of the grandkids. All the grandkids are married.
That's Bill and Peggy's daughter, Beth Stevenson Victor. She describes her parents as devoted churchgoers, a couple who loved their big family. Peggy was the quiet one, an experienced and talented musician.
Played for many weddings, funerals, played for a couple of the grandkids' weddings. Yeah, she loved to play the organ. She played the piano too.
Bill was the opposite, known as the life of the party. A man heavily involved in ministry, he shared his faith with truck drivers every Sunday at a truck stop in Florence.
They had a trailer out that they would open up during the week, and if truckers wanted to stop in and pray, they would pray with them.
That connection to the community became a possible lead for detectives Cox and Adams.
Okay, another point here for you Delphi veterans. Truck driver, okay, truck driver connection. So we got blunt force trauma, we got DNA profile, we got horrific staging, and now we have truck driver possibilities here, or connections. And you may remember that, those of you who have watched Delphi murders for many years.
Today, they handle the sheriff's cold case unit, but they're still investigating the Stevenson case. Over the years, they've interviewed a lot of truck drivers.
Early on in the investigation, we had information that someone had been at the truck stop looking for Bill pretty aggressively, banging on the door of the chapel, asking if anyone had seen Bill.
There are truckers they've ruled out, others still on their radar. They've also looked into Charles Stevie Stevenson, the nephew of Bill and Peggy. Detective Cox says they've even spoken to him recently. Stevie is locked up, spending life in prison for beating an Indiana woman to death with a skillet.
We feel pretty comfortable that that's in a good place. There is no final statement on there. It isn't that he's been cleared. But we have certainly vetted him in every way possible.
One of the largest developments in the case could still bring them the break they need to close it. Detective Cox says they have an unknown DNA profile.
We don't know who that DNA belongs to, and it was found at our crime scene.
It is complex, so genealogy isn't an...
Okay, here's another thing. Here's another one for you Delphi aficionados. The word complex is going to keep popping up as we keep watching. Okay, DNA profile. Now add complex. So we're hitting a lot of points, right?
Option, at least right now. There is testing they can do to try to find a match, and that's something they're actively pursuing.
We're just still hopeful, that they'll come up with the right evidence that they need, and a confession would be great. But we're still hopeful that they'll solve it.
More than a decade later, tips continue to come in. Detectives even traveled across state lines in recent weeks to see if what happened to the Stevensons has any connection to the murder of 2 young girls in Delphi.
We had received some information from an individual regarding the Delphi murders in Indiana, and they had said, for all of these reasons, we believe it may be the same person that was involved in the Stevenson case.
There's still much more to share, and part 2 will explain what detectives are doing now with that DNA profile, and will tell you exactly what led them to Delphi and what's happening now with that lead. Plus, Bill and Peggy's daughter shares more about the impact this tragedy has had on the family. Part 2 is at 10.
A nightmare that you never wake up from, and that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy.
So for nearly 10 or 12 years, the dark, devastating murders of Bill and Peggy Stevenson have left a lot of loved ones just living in fear.
Yeah, answers could be coming as detectives follow up on new leads involving DNA testing and a potential connection to Delphi, Indiana.
Jessica Schmidt explains the very latest developments in part 2 of this story from Cincinnati's Crime Vault.
Well, at this stage of the investigation, detectives tell me they are not prepared to rule anything or anyone out. They've tried everything, including talking to mediums and psychics and announcing a $50,000 reward for information. And they're working on some of their latest leads right now.
The disturbing deaths of Bill and Peggy Stevenson left so many in the Boone County community shattered.
It was just horrible, just to find out that they're both gone and that it wasn't an accident, wasn't carbon monoxide. It was at the hands of somebody else. It was almost too much to bear.
The couple was murdered inside their own home in May 2011 after living lives filled with love and ministry. Their daughter Beth calls it an incredibly scary situation.
You were constantly looking over your shoulder, and just up until about 3 years ago, my front blinds never opened. Just within the last 3 years, I've been able to sit with the blinds open.
It was a complex crime scene.
It's pretty bad that somebody could stay, that they could stage something and stay with bodies like that for, multiple hours. It's pretty sick.
That's why detectives Coy Cox and Tim Adams are not willing to close the door on anything.
We are careful in this case because of the complexity of some of the evidence, not to say that anyone has been ruled out, but we certainly take it all the way down the path as far as we can to where it's like, okay, we don't see the need to go on down this path because it's not looking like that is our individual.
In November 2022, a tip led them to a neighboring state.
We had received some information from an individual regarding the Delphi murders in Indiana, and they had said for all of these reasons, we believe it may be the same person that was involved in the Stevenson case.
Right away, detectives started looking into a possible connection between Bill and Peggy's 2011 murder and the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi, Indiana in 2017, a case that's garnered national attention.
There's things that will make you really interested in a case, simply more than just somebody saying, hey, we think this person might have been involved. But we had a little piece of information that really made that case specifically interesting to us.
The information pointed Boone County investigators toward a specific person who had a specific item they were interested in.
I'm not going to tell you about that, what that item was. We recently been in the northern part of Indiana, investigating this guy, following him around, looking for things, collecting all of the information and the evidence that we would need to at least vet him as best we could with our case. He was cooperative. We were able to go down that path with him, and he articulated good reason to why that may have existed.
They sent what they found to Indiana State Police, since they are handling the murder investigation of Abby and Libby. To be clear, Detective Cox says their investigation into a potential link between the two cases did not include Richard Allen.
We received information from Indiana as it related to some persons, and we forwarded that to them. We did not send them the information that led them to Richard Allen. We sent them information that may have had some parallel consistencies with where they are with that case right now.
When Boone County detectives were in Delphi, Allen was already in jail, where he has been since October of 2022, accused of Abby and Libby's murders.
I know that sounds a little cloak and dagger, but I'm just sorry about that. We're not going any further with that.
That's not the only lead they're following.
We have two gentlemen that are in the trucking profession that we have collected DNA from, and we are awaiting response back from the Kentucky State Police Lab.
They're waiting on results from the lab to see if the truck driver's DNA matches the unknown profile found at the Stevenson crime scene. It has Detective Cox feeling hopeful. As someone who has been on the case since day one, it's personal.
That's hard. That's on my watch. That's my case. I want to solve it. I don't want to say it's more special, but it's a very special case, and really like to get it solved, as we would all of them, obviously. But yeah, this one has a little extra, tug.
For Bill and Peggy's family, all of these developments feel like a step toward peace, justice, and healing.
Somebody deserves to pay for what they did, and I think we owe it to them. I keep looking at their picture. We owe it to them, to find answers for them.
We brought up a lot of leads in this two-part story: DNA testing, the nephew, Stevie Stevenson, truckers, and of course that possible connection to Delphi. So where does it all stand right now? Well, Detective Cox stressed they have not ruled anyone out in the Stevenson case. So even though some leads don't look at
another connection to Delphi, just a little peripheral. They ain't ruling nobody out.
as likely, they haven't eliminated any of them completely. Now, he won't say if they have any specific suspects or people of interest, but told me he does believe whoever did it has committed other crimes. He did confirm they know the exact time the couple died because of a medical device inside one of the victims, something that could help them pinpoint the killer. Anyone with information on this case is urged to call it in right away. Now, you can watch all of our Crime Vault stories online right now on fox19.com or on our free news app. We also have a podcast called Cincinnati's Crime Vault Beyond the Broadcast. An episode on this case, the Stevenson case, will drop next month with more details from detectives. Jessica Schmidt, Fox 19.
Okay. Thank you to Fox 19 News. Don't copyright strike me. Thank you very much, Fox 19. Crucial information. I'm sure Cox would like it, so don't copyright strike me, and I'm sure you won't because you never do. But yeah, with that being said, I wanted to give you all a very brief preview of a little of the context and hit on some of those points that they were bringing out of DNA profile, staging, blunt force trauma, bladed weapon, DNA profile. Did I already say that? Possible truck driver. We're not ruling anyone out. Lots of things, and we're going to get into some more. But let's bring our guest on, Alex. So before we get too far into the show, let's bring on Alex. That's why everyone is here. And so, Alex, what's up?
Hell yeah, good to see you.
All right, sounds good. What's up, Alex? Nice lights.
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
All right. Look, we got a comment here. Coy Cox wasn't just using the Delphi case as publicity. He's an actual good cop, and this is very telling that he said there's an item he brought there to Delphi. So, yeah, welcome, Alex. And
it's good to be here, man.
Yeah, I wanted to show everybody a little of that before we get into it.
Yeah, at the end where it says that killer has killed before, like the Stevensons, basically, they believe he's killed before, like committed other crimes. That part always got to me, you know. That's definitely before Stevenson's. It's not talking about Delphi. So thank you, Big Fish Small Pond, for saying my setup looks good. I just threw it up today. I got to work on it, but I went to Spirit Halloween in Lowe's. It was pretty sick, you know. And I hope Blake Blue Eye Trucker heals quickly from his crash. I heard about that. Right now, dude. I hope you get well soon, man. But dude, let's get to it, man. The thing with this whole thing going on right now is they're still talking about it. Even like 2 months ago, still talking about it. And I showed Prof and other people, like local podcasts, especially audio-only podcasts, still saying that they are vetting Stevenson's and Delphi, so I don't know what the hell that means. You know, in my head, I'm thinking, it's, you know, the criminal underworld bullshit, you know. But, you know, I had a plan where people should try any case people think is related to Delphi, so like Germans, Jordan Sofer, Carol Daniels, Evansdale, whatever, Flora, like, see what police are still taking Delphi tips over on their end, because that will probably like hone in on a lot, you know. Because I do find it strange that Stevenson's has still been accepting Delphi tips this whole time since arrest. You know, it's kind of you know, unique for sure, but it's not unique if it's some like meth stuff, trafficking stuff, drug or human, or, you know, anything that involves like 2 or 3 people, you know, at least. But we'll see where that goes, you know.
Yeah, and you know what's odd to me too is that you know, if they have bridge guy, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how it's just a little odd that if you go to FBI website on the Delphi murders or the ISP website on the Delphi murders, they're still looking for bridge guy. I mean, they still have up that we're looking for the Delphi murder suspect, and they give that sketch and they give the bridge guy video, and I just wonder, wait, hold on, I thought you have them. So, you know.
Yeah, it's just it's a unique situation. You know, if the case is solo and they can't prove it, the other people, or they're not confident enough to catch the other people, whatever, they don't know who it is, like yeah, they're definitely keeping it under wraps. But like I said, yeah, let's say I mean, like, in my head, dude, it's like two things are gonna happen. Alan gets, you know, trial happens, whatever, things go dead quiet, or there will be like more movement elsewhere away from Alan or whatever. Like something happens after that, right? And if nothing happens, like I said, what I would do, yeah, I would get Hannah Shakespeare to hit up Cox, dude, and see what the hell happened. You know, once the gag order's lifted, and then, you know, I'm pretty sure people will be able to hone in on exactly what type of scenario we're dealing with as far as motivations for the crime and stuff like that. You know, just from all the knowledge we have on Delphi side and Indiana side. You know, but
Yeah, well,
who knows where that could go,
funny
man.
is Hannah can get anyone to talk. You know, just send Hannah.
Yeah, dude.
She'll get them to talk.
Yeah, for sure, dude. That's the plan, dude. That's the plan after you know, trial. Things are looking a little funky, you know, or whatever, you know, because like I said, it's not just me pushing this stuff out there. Like I showed you, Prof, they're still running this stuff way after arrest. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, people could be mad at me all they want, whatever, and be like, oh, that's goofy, that's stupid. But I'm like, dude, after trial, I guarantee, dude, they're still going to be running that stuff. And it's like, what the hell is that, dude? If it's like from a local Kentucky, like audio only podcast, and, you know, they're saying they're still vetting stuff, that means, you know, to me, yeah, it means it's some criminal bullshit. That's not serial killer, you know? Yeah, you know.
Hey, we got a lot of people with some Kentucky connections. I mean, I'm not going to be throwing up names tonight, but I know
Yeah.
got a handful of connections right into Kentucky, right from Carroll County. And I'm not just talking about one or two.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I heard that rumor. So the rumor now with Evansdale, Rushville, that started from Rushville. Police went to Rushville in 2022. It was something for meth and onanism, and then speculation was that was actually where police went instead of Fort Wayne. And so it's like a rumor on top of a rumor. So like people are verifying that right now. They're going out and they're checking like if so-and-so lived in Rushville and if anybody else important lived in Rushville. So who knows, it might happen, but that's still the same thinking, you know, that it is yeah, some criminal bullshit, dude. Extra
criminal bullshit. I mean, hey, I'm not afraid to say the word meth. You know, I came out in these YouTube streets screaming about meth and the shack, and I'm gonna keep saying it. So
yeah, dude. I mean, you gotta have like that alternate thinking, man. It gets shit done, man. Because it's like it's not on us, dude. Because I'm telling you, it's like they're still running that shit at a local level. So it's like, what the hell is that crap? You know? It's like, what is that, dude? It's like, and those are all people that are brand spanking new to covering either case. So it's like, what the hell is that? Because usually those type of people, they check in with police before they run that type of stuff, at least some sort of correspondence. So they're being given the okay to say that type of stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know? So it's a little weird, man. I mean, what if that's a police strategy? What if it is, I'm not going to say what if it is, but and they're thinking, what, like, let's say they think it's solo or whatever, and they're trying to like trip people up for obstruction of justice or something on either side or something. I don't know. Like, see if somebody's panicking. Let's say Stevenson's side because they got a bunch of Delphi people probing around them or something. I don't know. It just seems like a long-winded, like goofy strategy if that's the case. I tend to believe that, yeah, it's some criminal, like hitman, freaking multiple people, like BS, at least on Stevenson's side, you know, but Yeah, it's just weird. It could, the other part of my brain, it is like the maintenance worker, the no-name person, that has nothing to do with church or truckers or the nephew or the family. But yeah, from what I've seen right now, from what we've been seeing pop up, dude, it's looking like some freaking, Midwest, criminal underground stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see. So I hate to jump right into it, but I want to jump right into it.
Let's do it, man.
So I want to make everyone familiar. I called the show tonight the Gait Killer Theory. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm very forward, very rude. I'm pretty much a very direct person, as you know, and it makes people hate me. Pretty much everyone is all walking on eggshells around this case. But I'm pretty direct, so it was pretty interesting because I asked you just straight up. I was like, "Hey, Alex, look, can you send me the?" And this is often why I end up with a lot of good information, because I said, "Can you just send me the tip you sent in to Cox, who is the lead detective on Stevenson?" Then you said, "Yeah, you just sent it." And when you sent it, I was very interested because it was different than I thought, because what you sent in was actually something that I don't think I've heard you really clearly talk about or present, and I wanted to present it because it's outstanding, man. And so I want to pull it up and share it with the people, because
Let's do it,
whether
man.
or not there's something to it, I think that it's very intriguing here. This is a very intriguing theory. And so I want to introduce it to everybody. But before that, just a reminder, this Stevenson killing goes back to 2011. Is that right?
Yeah.
2011. So think about it, listeners. This is not yesterday, and this isn't 2017. This is 2011. Okay, this is way back.
Yeah.
They're still talking about it today, right? And still taking tips. And so, yeah. With that being said, let me read this for you guys, and I'll stop every once in a while. And Alex, just jump in if there's anywhere you want to stop me. Just please yell out, because
let's just pedal to the metal, dude. It's time, dude. Let's do it.
So this is Alex's tip that kind of got the ball rolling with the potential here, and I think this is an amazing email here. And if you haven't read it before or heard it, you're going to hear it tonight, and this should leave you a lot of food for thought. It says, the Gait Killer Contract Killer Theory. I believe all of the listed murders below are possibly linked to the murder of Bill and Peggy Stevenson. You guys have interviewed a bunch of people in regards to Stevenson's case, so hoping this picture might click. The term gait has been used interchangeably with hitch or limp by the press in many of these cases, or walk. There's evidence that the limp is faked to throw off police, such as Oakley Al Kite's murder. Common threads are a killer with a gait, especially on his right leg. Someone who's a Jack the Ripper fanboy, throat slashing followed by body posing, or post-mortem mutilation, staging. Someone suspected of being a transient and suspected of contract killings. So let's stop there. So you guys getting what Alex is saying here, that we got a gait. Okay, we got a gait. We got like this weird limp, just like Bridge Guy. Remember Doug Carter saying, don't focus on the face, focus on the body and the walk. Okay. And then we got the throat killing, the slashing, the post-body, the post-mortem mutilation, and also the staging or the posing. All right. Whoever this is falls into the category of an organized killer, or I would put an S behind that to modify Alex's initial tip. Alex, you want to continue, or you want me to keep
Let's keep going. There's some typos, here and there, but other than that, dude, it's pretty much, it's all there, man. It's good to go, dude.
All right.
I think I put like potty posing instead of body posing, like with a P instead of a B, but on the Delphi section. But other than that, dude, it's good to go, man.
All right. So he says the pictures I included are from gun store robbery from 2013 in Jackson, Michigan, rumored to be related to Chelsea Small's murder. There may be some overlinkage here, but there's definitely something here. A similar playbook is being followed. A lot of these are definitely from the same murderer. Okay, so here's food for thought, right? Florence Salon murders. Montana, November 6, 2001. Suspect has an awkward gait. Not sure of which leg. Victim was nearly decapitated, throat slashing. Suspect dressed like Jack the Ripper, suspected contract killer. Great Bend Bakery murders. Oh, let me turn the page here. I don't want to mess up. All right, y'all. Great Bend Bakery murders, Kansas, September 4th, 2002. Nearly decapitated, throat slashing. Small amount of cash taken to confuse investigators with robbery motive. Hair color linked with baseball cap, a similar disguise to Chelsea Small's murder. And that's another one I would add to this, Alex, to back it up. I would add some sort of a disguise going in your whole description.
Yeah, the fake mustache, the fake nose,
fake mustache, a wig, whatever, face covering. Okay. Or remember in the what's her name? Missy Beavers.
Beavers, yeah. The whole costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Oakley Al Gait, Colorado, May 24, 2004. Suspect has awkward gait. Gait confirmed faked by witnesses. Nearly decapitated, throat slashing, post-mortem injuries, body posing, cleaner used on the crime scene. Pastor Carol Daniels, Oklahoma, August 23rd, 2009. Nearly decapitated, throat slashing, post-mortem injuries, body posing, red herring ritual staging, cleaner used on crime scene. Man, these are starting to all sound like one thing, right? All right, now here down at the bottom, he hits on Bill and Peggy. This should say Kansas. Or is it Kentucky? Kentucky.
Yeah, it's Kentucky.
Yeah, my bad. Okay. May 29th, 2011, nearly decapitated, throat slashing, post-mortem injuries, body posing, red herring ritual staging, suspected contract killer, rumored cleaner used on crime scene. All right. Notable incident, gun store. Theft, Jackson, Michigan, May 8, 2013. Silencers are stolen. Now, this may be a little different, but listen up, though. Suspected to be same perpetrator as Chelsea Small's murder. One of the silencers stolen suspected to be used in Chelsea Small's murder. Unknown if suspect had gait. So maybe we can parenthetically contextualize that one, right? But then we got Chelsea Small murder, Michigan, November 12, 2013. Suspect has a gait on the right leg. Suspected contract killer, outfit similar to Delphi murder suspect. Hair color, lengthwise, baseball cap is similar disguise to Great Bend murders. Small amount of cash taken to confuse investigators with robbery motive. Okay, Missy Beavers, Texas, April 18, 2016. Suspect has a gait on the right leg. Red herring ritual staging made to look like a break-in. Suspected contract killer. We'll take a look at that shortly. Delphi murders, Abby Libby. Indiana, February 13, 2017. Killer rumored to have a gait on the right leg. Suspect has a similar outfit to Chelsea Small's murder. Surveillance footage. Nearly decapitated, throat slashing, body posing, post-mortem injuries, red herring ritual staging, suspected contract killer. Rumor cleaner used on crime scene. I mean, isn't this all sounding very eerily similar? Okay. Barry and Honey Sherman murders, Toronto, December 15, 2017. Suspect has a gait on the right leg, post-mortem injuries, body posing, red herring ritual staging. suspected contract killer. And Catherine Katie Janis, Georgia, July 28, 2021, nearly decapitated, throat slashing, post-mortem injuries, Jack the Ripper, symbolism, suspected contract killers. Okay, and Alex concludes with notable mentions that may be connected: murder of Marie Dighton, Evansdale murders. Okay. Now, what are these photos here that we're looking at, Alex?
That's a gun robbery that happened in Michigan. And yeah, he stole a silencer. And then they believe it's the same guy behind the Chelsea Smalls one. I forgot when that was. I want to say 2016. I could be wrong. Might have been like 2012. I think it was 2016. But yeah, that was suspected to be a hit as well. But I went hard on that one as well. Fall 2022. But
All right.
yeah, the police there, they almost had like a it was like call back next week. It was a very small police department, so it was hard getting stuff through to them, and it was just like a messier situation over there. So I left. I focused more on Stevenson's at that time, and I was still focused on the Klein stuff, like wrapping that up and getting that over with. But yeah, at that time, dude, I really did think it was the same exact dude, Bridge guy, and that Chelsea Smalls dude, man, or at least they were playing on the same team that made them wear that type of get up, That's what was going on in my head.
Yeah, let me
at the
back
time.
this up. So this guy at the top, it's the same guy here at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
But you see he's wearing this get up right here. Yeah. Face covering.
Yeah, man, and it goes to Michigan, but Katie Janess, her dad was criminal underworld Michigan, and then she was killed at I want to say Charles Allen. It's always like the Joseph and Allen and Charles and Allen stuff popping up all over. So like in UFO world, the theory is the people, they're gonna do a hit or whatever they got to do for whatever reason. Like people get put on the map usually because criminal underworld reasons, like basic, simple families, criminal underworld, friends, criminal underworld, whatever, they're criminal underworld, get put on the map. And then it's like the people orchestrating it, they're like, okay, what are we working with? And I hate to be it. I'm just going to go all out and blunt. It's like, okay, well, we like BTK. We're going to set up somebody, set up TK close to BTK. We're going to do it on Allen Street, set up this guy, extort this guy because his last name's Allen. It's like all these Jack the Ripper, Charles Manson, BTK. That's the type of stuff I was on at that time, right? And even Catherine Janess, that had like Jack the Ripper heavy symbolism. She was like killed the same as one of those victims. So it's basically like these people have done hits for so long, they go and make it extra extravagant when they do it. So you'll see all these like Allen references, Charles Joseph, even where the Gait killer theory came from. The Data Lounge post from March 2017 on Delphi was talking about Jack the Ripper, Charles Joseph, on Katie Janess, her ties back to Michigan and the criminal underworld there, and they think that's a hit. She had carvings on her chest, like the F, you could say Odin, you could say whatever, but yeah, you see those names running across like all those, I should say UFO theories across all the murders. It's like satanic ritual, Jack the Ripper, tributes, basically, BTK references, and all sorts of craziness, man. But when you go to police, you can't say that shit exactly like that. They'll like be like, "What the fuck?" Like you're too schizo, so you have to like dilute it down as much as you can, simple. And even back then, I wasn't that great because you saw that was kind of schizo a little bit, But the more simple, the better, But that tip in September 2022 was more simple than the one I had sent the year before. But yeah, if you dilute it to a base level, dude, it just means like, yeah, like stuff that's not serial killer or, family on family shit. It's more so, yeah, like, crackhead stuff, and that could lead anywhere else, you know, human trafficking, dark web, you know, this or that, whatever. But at a base level, what puts them on the map is like petty, you know, street grievances, and then it just kind of snowballs off from there, you know.
Yeah, and they, I think like the weirdness signature factor is kind of interesting. It puts them on the map, but it's also sort of a linkage, you know. Pretty interesting. Look, you got a question here if you want.
Let's consider Susan Land case. Only reason I asked because lady. Yeah, I've never looked at that one. If I had to redo that same tip today, I would have put the Germans on. I would have put that chick that what is that crap? Yeah, Phoenix street grievances like snitching, for instance, like, or money owed, like let's say Charles Stevenson owed like 300K, stuff like that. But also in that UFO world theory, and this was sent to me by somebody I won't name, but basically it's that, so somebody that's doing hits, they're all cracked out and into occultism, Odinism, you know, Wiccan stuff. This is all UFO stuff. And they were doing these type of murders in a chain around the country as like a link or something, like some weird, it's like making a ritual with like different cases, basically. That's like if you take it way.
Yeah. No, but go there because that's where my mind goes, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. And that's where like the old BTK forums, they talk about the dude that likes to frame people with TK and Allen and all that stuff. And it's kind of like the same type of thinking as like whoever coerced Ron Logan and Allen into saying the fish fucking bullshit. I'm looking for fish. I went to the fish store, all that shit. So it's like super orchestrated, but like this is all UFO stuff. But when you get to what the hell is that called? Stevenson's, like last year when they were still saying that they were going after an orchestrator, that somebody that orchestrated one orchestrated the other. Like, it's like, what else am I supposed to think, man? I'm not coming up with this shit on my own, dude. It's like, fuck, dude. And then when you see, not all of it, but a good chunk of it have feedback in the real world, you're like, oh shit, dude, like, what the fuck? So it's like, I don't know, dude. We'll see where it goes, you know. We'll see where it takes us, man. But it's like a shotgun blast, dude. You're not going to hit everything exactly right, but you're going to hit something versus
you're going to hit some, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, this one is could you answer this, Jennifer Dickerson? Because we were talking about this earlier too.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, that's on the table in that world. I hate to say it, you know, it is. And those rumors have been around the Stevensons as well. The snuff films, the gore sites, like not the regular ones on Google that you can find. Like I'm talking about like dark web, like more hardcore stuff on the dark web.
Let me say it this way. Alex said to me, snuff film, snuff pics, gore sites, that's on the table for both cases. But what originally put them on the map is grievances over money or snitching from meth world, I think.
Yeah.
I'm blasting Alex's text message. But I mean, think about it. Let's read that again. Because I want Jennifer to be answered, but also anyone else who has this kind of lingering or malingering suspicion in their mind that, you know, it's like grievances over money or snitching from the meth world, snuff film, snuff pics, gore sites.
Yeah, it's
like punishment. It's like, okay, I'll say it this way. Now, I have not seen the Stevenson crime scene photos, but I have seen the Delphi crime scene photos. And the very first impression upon first seeing them for me was that this exact statement I just read to you is Libby. You know, it's like a punishment or a grievance or a message. I mean, the way that Libby is left there is horrible. And hey, that's my opinion. So
yeah, I mean, everybody behind the scenes knows that's like my theory as it is criminal stuff. I don't like going in on you know, a lot of people publicly or whatever. I don't even really do it privately, but as far as like how I treat the crime. Yeah, I do view it as like criminal. It is like criminal underworld shit, dude. I've been saying it all the whole time, you know, because that's the only thing it could be, dude. I mean, that's why it's vague, because we don't know exactly, but it seems to all start like macro scale and blow up elsewhere, you know. But what gets their attention is like, I do feel like it's like money or you know, stuff, just like regular meth head stuff, and then it just like kind of explodes from there, you know. So in Stevenson's world, that would be Charles Stevenson or you know, other family members that are associated with that world. But you know, I mean, shoot. Whew, I'm trying to think of well, I mean,
Digital.
oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I just keep going with what you're doing, but I put a comment from Digital too here, a question.
Does Alex know they existed? All right, so I showed Prof what the item that I tipped in personally was a deleted Facebook comment, but any other item that's physical, I have no idea about, you know. That would be something that somebody else tipped in or had before me, and they came across after going there. So that's what I tend to think it is, and not the deleted Facebook thing, you know. And yeah, it's like, here the thing is, dude, it is it's like a dual win either way for me, no matter what the scenario is, because it's either a master like debunker, like accelerate, debunk, like squash this fire, or there is something there and it's gonna accelerate it and like make more people aware. Other people tip in, get like a crazy hit as far as stuff panning out off this stuff. So and probably on other cases too of similar nature. But I mean, yeah, everybody knows. That's the thing. I do think RA is involved somehow. I'm not sure how. I have enough to know like he knows something, but you know, I kind of stay away from that. Where I overlap with like RA is innocent people is that there's still weird stuff going on to this day and unfinished business, and that both those like pretty much align completely. Other than there are some people out there, they just want like nobody to get arrested and they're like, fuck it, like, you know. But those are not as many. Most of them are of the unfinished business category, you know. So yeah, that's where the alignment comes in.
Let's expand on that. Let's break that down. So because you and I did this on the phone, let's say all right, let's say, because I'm pretty in the middle here. I have no dog in the fight. So let's take both ways. So let's say RA is innocent. Okay. RA is innocent. What still happens here? Or, you know, what's the take if RA is innocent here? Not involved at all.
And if RA is not involved at all, then you still proceed as normal with this stuff, because this stuff's still been pinging in the last year, you know, last 2 years, I think. So it looks like there's smoke over here. And I suspect there probably is like smoke on other cases we don't even know about, you know. But the way they keep talking about it, dude, like I sent you that one thing, you pull it up later where they're talking, they did a PSA or a podcast, whatever, February 13th of this year, and they were saying, what is that shit called? They were talking about the other person, the other killer, the more violent killer, the other person. You know, they're always saying that shit over there since arrest. So I'm like, well, who the fuck is this? Because I thought it was just an orchestrator. Like, an orchestrator doesn't mean they're at the scene staging or killing. So I'm like, why you guys keep talking about this and that? Why they keep mentioning that? Because, you know, I tend to believe there was nobody else but Alan at that crime scene. I mean, I could be wrong, whatever. I probably am, but as far as what police say and stuff, but you know, I do question everything. So it's like, yeah, I'll take your word for it, but I'm gonna try this anyways. Blah blah blah. That's like how I do things always, you know. Because, for instance, back then before arrest, if you were to take everybody's sentiment or word, it's either Klein or nothing, or Klein or an unknown. So I was like, fuck it, press the button on both, dude. Like, you know, that's how I tend to do things, you know. But yeah, I'm still like, now I'm more, what was even the question? I totally got.
I don't know. But we were going to take both angles. We were going to say Richard Allen not involved at all whatsoever, totally innocent. What are we? What's the
Oh yeah,
connection?
so the angle is,
Okay.
dude, let's say
And then
Alan's
say if
fully,
he is totally lone wolf.
yeah.
That's where we're going at.
So, oh man, I mean, since we're like, I mean, an innocent man's life could be on the line, or a guilty person that shares the guilt could be out there. So either way, this is the right move. From what I've heard, I've been around and stuff, man, is that if this is criminal underworld stuff, they either like, other than pay, they like extort people to do this type of stuff or bait them in, like 4D chess them into doing it. So I tend to believe that RA in that scenario is not the puppet master or orchestrator, whatever you call it. And that is why those people are fans of like a lot of that type of stuff, Charles Manson stuff. Like, not everybody that's a fan of that stuff is involved, but I'm saying up at the top from what I've seen, and I've talked with this on the phone with you and other people too. I was talking about this shit on Trendify. It's like, you do see like Jack the Ripper, BTK, Charles Manson. At the lower level, you see Jason Voorhees. What's the other one? Pennywise.
Yeah, I mean, and Alex, let me stop you there. I've seen that shit like
me too. I know you have,
answer around all of Indiana. I mean, it's like once you go into Delphi and you start exploring the social media of everyone and in there all their Facebooks and shit, you go into this world of like a whole subculture of that shit. And I know you know that.
Yeah.
It's something, man. For me, it's like, regardless of Richard Allen, there's something else going on here. So even if you take Delphi out of it, if you take Richard Allen and Delphi out of it, we've still stumbled into something. Enough said.
Elaborate on what the comment was. Oh yeah, so shoot, dude. Man, dude, I feel like just being reckless. Shoot, is there a way? Because that other tip I sent you on the guy that said the comment.
Yeah, let me whip that. You mean this one? Let me.
Yeah, let's just show it, man. Because I don't even know if that guy's still alive or not, dude.
You mean this one?
so let's just show it, dude. Sure, bro. I doubt he'll even watch it, dude. I doubt they'll even see it, dude.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes, yes.
All right, let me read it. Or why don't you read it?
I'll read it, dude. It's been a while since I've sent you guys anything. A year ago, Denny Taylor from Covington, Kentucky, posted a Facebook comment in regards to a recent podcast about Bill and Peggy Stevenson. Denny Taylor said verbatim, "I always felt in my heart I knew the parties responsible for this." He made it sound more like a contracted killing versus serial killer. As soon as I messaged Denny Taylor about the post, he deleted his comment before I had a chance to screenshot it. I brushed it off because back then I viewed the Stevensons' murder in the context of a serial killer. With time, the Stevensons' murders are looking more like a contract killer or drug trafficking, human trafficking, humiliation type scenario. This is Denny Taylor's info, and I attached his pics as well. And that was sent the same day as the Gait killer theory tip.
So this guy, he basically makes a comment and says, "I've always felt in my heart I knew the parties responsible." And then the sus move, though, okay, so I don't know if you've read it here. I didn't listen along. I was reading a comment, but what was real sus about it is that when you messaged him,
deleted it immediately.
He immediately deleted that very comment that you tipped in, which was that he knew the parties.
Yeah. And he used to live in Walton, Kentucky, where Charles Stevenson was from, who ended up in Indiana, tapped into Indiana drug world, Kentucky drug world. So it's like, you never know, dude. But I thought it was some stupid crap. It would almost be like, dude, people stumbling into us talking right now. We're like, oh, Jack the Ripper and BTK and all. And they're like, that's how I was when I stumbled upon his comment at first. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, this guy's retarded, dude. Because, like, I thought it was serial killer stuff, dude. And then, with time, I went back. I'm like, dude, that guy said he knew who did the hit. So I went back and I found his ass, dude, and I like tipped him in like almost a whole year later, dude. And
oh, so I didn't realize that either. It was like a while later you sent him a message and he deletes it. Yeah.
Well, he deleted it that day he sent it.
And he also didn't reply to you, is that right?
He didn't reply to me. It was that day. It was like August or September 2021. And he posted it in response to a podcast. And I came back a year later and I'm like, dude, that probably was important. So I tipped it in the same time as the Stevenson said, because it felt like jumping a car, dude. I came to them in June the year before, said it was serial killer, didn't really care. Came back again September 22, and it finally got shit moving, dude, and we were off to the races, you know?
Radar says, is he family, Denny Taylor?
No, not that I know. Yeah, I've seen people that said he has Delphi connections and stuff, but I haven't confirmed that yet, but other people say that they have. But he for sure probably has some Indiana connections.
Let me pull this back up because I want to go back over this first paragraph, Alex, because I'm trying to drive home the basic concept of this theory. So you say the term gait has been used interchangeably with hitch or limp by the press in many of these cases. There's evidence that the limp is fake to throw off police, such as Oakley Alkite's murder. Common threads are a killer with a gait. So we mean a limp, a bad right foot. Okay? That's one point. What was the other one I said, Alex? The mask or the hat?
Oh, yeah, the nose. Because where I got the gait thing, dude, like we all know, we'll go over that later. I took the shroom trip and it made the gait important, like sometime June 2022. And then I like went crazy, dude. I like got myself on that big podcast, like my first podcast ever. I went, contacted the GTA 6 hacker. I felt like it was so important. I just had to get it out there, dude, after I had that shroom trip. But in that post from Data Lounge, March 2017, they're talking, the same post is talking about the gait, which references hitman concealment. It's like a common thing in criminal underworld where, you know, hitmen fake their walking pattern or a limp to throw off police. In the same post, they're talking about the person wearing a fake mustache, fake Halloween mask, fake nose. They check the nose, all this stuff. So, you know, I go back to that, you know, a lot and think about that. And
so then you hit there's Jack the Ripper fanboy, throat slashing, etc.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, one day we'll go over the Katie Jeanette stuff. That crap's freaky as hell, dude. That one's got some creepy stuff too that kind of relates to this stuff. But yeah, it all just points to like some weird shit.
And we got the staging, the post-mortem mutilation. Yeah. And yeah. I mean, that's one of the odd things about the crime scene of Delphi is I just can't wrap my head around it being Richard Allen for this one reason, Alec. And here's where, okay, I don't have that much of an opinion about Richard Allen's involvement or not, you know, because I feel that, yeah, he could or he couldn't have, you know, but here's what I do have an opinion on with the crime scene is that I just don't see Richard Allen doing what was done at the Delphi crime scene, at least not alone. What I see at the Delphi crime scene, to me, it looks like it's some serious like organization or like some kind of planning or conceptualization beforehand. It doesn't look like a crime of passion. You know, it looks like, no, someone had already thought what they were going to do, or they collectively decided at that moment to, hey, let's like frame the Odinist or the heathens, or let's frame
Wiccans.
Yeah. Let's some kind of like, I always go back to how good, what's his name? the prosecutor before McClellan. I forget his name at the moment, but
Ives?
Ives. Amazing choice to use the word non-secular. So, like that non-secular, type of occult type of symbolism of some ambiguous sort, like whether it's Nordic, Wiccan, whatever it is, it's like, let's do this to the bodies. I think that was intent, and it was done for a purpose, with purpose. And I don't see Richard Allen doing all of that in the midst of a crime of passion. That's where I think there has to be something else in this.
Yeah, that's where the overlap is, because it's like, if it's Allen, only Allen, then it's already job done, it's like taken care of. But if there is anything extra, then just saying Allen did it isn't gonna do anything. But it's like, depends on where you're at or what you're like. If you're just trying to cover based on stuff that's come out, then you're gonna struggle with anything other than Allen or Odinism, either way. But if I'm looking at stuff that's pinging elsewhere, dude, I'm like, me, dude, I like going into UFO land. Like, it's like the Detective Comics or almost like National Enquirer stuff, but the conspiracy stuff and the real stuff, whatever, like, try to blend it or just see what's out there and then anchor it back into reality, dude. That's what I try to do. So like, reality is like a funnel, right? It like, only real stuff could really make it through. So I grab whatever I can and try to just smash it through the funnel, and you can't do that if you're not going out there and grabbing all the shit. So that is why, I talk to people all the time that think Allen had nothing to do with it, or this and that. And you do get some good info. You get a lot of good shit from them, but
I know I'm going to get killed by the defense side for this, but my basic theory is he was paid to be there as with some other. I think he was in my general kind of assumption is he was probably incentivized to be there and trapped in the situation. But that's my hypothesis. But I don't have.
Yeah, if you go by unfinished business territory, it's that he is holding the bag for a lot of crazy shit that and it's not like he was at the Stevensons or other stuff that's similar, So it's like, it does seem, subconsciously, if it is a group of people, like he's like the least vicious one in that group, because like when you have that anchor chick saying, this person's killed before, they've done other stuff before, it's not Allen, because if he had killed before, dude, we would have known about it. Everybody would have screamed it, all that shit. So it is somebody else they're talking about, But
I feel regardless of Allen, that's why I don't even like to talk about him. I'm like, well, he's in a case. Like my opinion right now is there's a court case in progress. It's either going to happen or it's going to be appealed, or there's going to be like follow through. So like, it's okay for me to look beyond him and to say, okay, well, what I'm still interested in is I still suspect there's more to it.
Yeah, there's more to it. That's the whole there's more to it. Is I do believe there is more to it to an extent. And if I'm wrong, which I've been plenty of times, dude, it's a good debunker because let's say I went in a hole like a hermit, moved to another country, nobody could reach me like months ago, right? And Delphi's still going on. They would still be doing those PSAs and being like, oh, we're still vetting Delphi Stevenson stuff. Then, so after, let's say Allen's the guy that he did it all on his own, no criminal underworld, solo boring over case. He gets convicted, goes to jail, whatever. They would still be doing those PSAs, dude. And I kind of noticed they're kind of railing them back since I've been drawing attention to it. But it's like they're running those for a reason. They're saying that shit for a reason. I think it is because there might be some unfinished business, you know? Because if it's some game that they're playing for whatever reason, then that's on them, you know? That's not on me. It's like, well, why the hell were you guys doing this after arrest? So, you know, we'll see where that goes, dude.
Well,
But
see, another thing I think is that, you know, I always look at both sides, and like I still wonder, why would the prosecutor not want the geofencing in the trial? Like to me, that's the most bizarre fucking thing I've ever heard of. Because anytime I even think of law enforcement, I think, well, that's the first thing they do. They get all the phones and they use that as evidence to detect and be detectives and build a case and have evidence and like get a conviction. But you're telling me this prosecutor, nope, he don't. I mean, what the fuck, you know? And there's
yeah.
something. Check your text. Let me. Because
Yeah, I got you, man.
I don't want to hurt you here.
Oh, no, you're good. Okay, when...
Hold on.
All right, I got you, man.
Be patient with us, chat.
Dude, hold on. Man, I'm all over the place right now. There we go. I'm back in. Hell yeah. Kayla, it said that they knew who did the hit on the Stevensons, and he said parties involved, as in like more than one person, you know. So, hold on here. Let's see what we got.
Here we go.
All right. Yeah, we'll talk about. Yeah, we could talk about that, man. So, that's the thing. It seems like they did like 4 different geofencing for this case. But the thing with fog reveal, dude, is it is supposed to work even when there is no triangulation, or because it does it like how Google Maps. If your shit's not connected to a tower or Wi-Fi, like it could still map out where you are by the internal compass. But the issue with that is, mountainous territories and hills and shit like that could kind of throw that shit off too. So, I don't know what's up with that, man. But we'll see, man.
So let me ask you this. So,
yeah.
are we going to call geofencing a little different than fog reveal for this purposes of
Exactly.
this
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you know about the geofencing that was done? And that was all of the geofencing done by law enforcement that you're aware of?
Before, I have no idea what else they used, and I don't even know if they used fog reveal, dude. I really don't. And we'll find out if they did or not. I tend to think they wouldn't, just because it costs money, extra money, like extra $9K, and I would tend to believe defense, they might have not let them use it just because they weren't law enforcement. So it's like law enforcement doesn't want to use it. Defense can't use it unless law enforcement uses it. So I'm not sure on that, but as far as the other geofencing, dude, that they use, a lot of it,
Well, hold on. Let me back up because I'm getting confused. So we know that there's some geofencing done by the law enforcement. That's a given, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many or in what years or whatever. Do we know if there was fog reveal done?
I have no confirmation on that yet.
I should ask, do you?
I have none. It's been rumored all over the place, but I haven't gotten confirmation on that.
How about this? Do you know if any do you know if there was any fog reveal or geofencing done outside of law enforcement?
I don't. There could have been, but I don't know for sure. Because fog reveal, that guy's similar to Coy Cox. He won't tell me. Like he's not gonna tell me like what happened or whatever. I don't even know if he can. But I tend to believe that they didn't because they had already arrested Allen by then. So, for them, it would be like job well done. But yeah, there is something going on for sure, man. If they're still doing those PSAs or whatever, but here's the thing. It's like, let's say they did do fog reveal and they did find somebody else, but they can't identify them. It's like a burner phone or something like that. I don't know. Like, yeah, that could be, it could be possible, man. But at the same time, it's like, would you think that defense has that info by now? I don't
don't know,
know, dude.
Well,
Yeah, we wouldn't know, dude.
let me I'm going to interrogate you somewhat. If let me
Yeah,
pry
yeah,
open.
yeah.
Okay, so we know from the documents that have come out in the court filing process that there are 3 phones included in the crime scene area at the alleged time of questionable activity, based on the geofencing that law enforcement did, allegedly.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about those 3 phones, like word on the street, or what do you know about
I've
this?
heard Messer's phone at the cemetery. I've heard all that stuff. Other, this person's phone as far as like victims and accomplices. But like, yeah, that's all rumors and stuff. But like, if any of them are real, more so accomplices, that does mean, yeah, criminal underworld shit. And if they haven't been arrested by now, it's like, I don't even know if it's possible. It's like, are they the people that were talked to that like ratted somebody out and we don't know about it yet? But like, wouldn't they have to be revealed by now to have been a witness or
Well,
like a
this is what
snitch or
I'm
something?
wondering about the defense is like, so the prosecution saying we want to exclude geofencing from the trial. The defense is saying there's 3 phones floating around the crime scene. All we got is rumors, I guess. So I'm good to talk rumors.
Yeah,
now.
it could be somebody ratted out RA or who knows, dude. I doubt. It's like I doubt it, but I know defense has a job to do too, so they're not gonna say like
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
everything they know, because if they do, let's say they're coming out and they're just ratting out RA for everything, then that's like mistrial for him or whatever happens. It's not good overall, even for finding other people. But yeah, how deep in this shit are the feds? I don't know, man, dude. I've seen like contentious activity with the feds as far as like they seem like they're gonna bust somebody, but then they seem scared by a lot of the people up top, police and criminal underworld. So it's like it's hard to say, dude, what's going on. But yeah, dude. So Alex, do you think RA is the right guy? Yeah, not the deep down, not the only guy. I think he is one of the right guys, at the very least. He could be the only guy, but like my job, it's not even my job. It's kind of like what I had to do because, I left and I was like, okay, I'll take your guys' word for it. But shit got so out of hand. So it's like police or whoever could bitch and be like, well, you're just coming out, like, you're saying all this stupid shit. It's like, dude, did you guys not see that crazy fucking harassment, all the bullshit that, like, I could go in on it, but it looked like it was tied to people that were involved in the crime. You guys didn't do shit about it. So we got to come here, unfinished business. So we're getting it done. And that means that there's more people other than RA involved. So it's like, yeah, I'm looking for other people other than RA. I'm not looking for more dirt. I don't even think I've turned in more dirt on RA ever, but I'm looking for other people outside of RA. And a lot of that's pinging around other cities outside of Delphi for sure. So, yeah, Stevenson's just one of those hot spots, dude. It's like a spawn point. If Delphi sleuthing was like a map or something, it's like even a game map. It's like Flora would be a spawn point, Delphi spawn point, Stevenson spawn point, and I guess you could say Jordan Sofer in a way, but like, but Yeah, dude, I don't know if they use fog reveal, man. But we'll see, man.
Well, let me see. I wanted to say that, see, fog reveal, for those who are asking, it is a geofencing, but it's a proprietary thing. And it just works a little different. Like, let me see if I can describe to you. Like, so when you are on an app, for instance, any app you're on, the apps themselves usually have tracking, uh, geolocation tracking that they're pinging from time to time by the. I don't know. Alex could probably better explain how it's working, but it's location data that's tied to the particular app. So your one phone, if you have 15 apps open, you might have 15 location points or maybe half of those apps are using the location data on your phone every so often. So if you do a fog reveal for a particular area, like a geofence, the same thing is happening where fog reveal is going and they're trying to get all of those location data points from all of those apps. And you have to understand it's compounded, but if you're dealing with 5 or 6 or 10 people, each with 15 apps, so that it ends up being a lot of information. It's a little different than just the cell signal, but I'll let Alex see if he wants to add anything to that.
Yeah, it's like when in Google, when you could download your map before you leave somewhere offline. Like if you had, like, let's say back then an iPod Touch and you still want to use it on the freeway to get to a party and stuff. Yeah, it would. It's like that basically. So it can still track even if basically it's like going underwater, and then when you come back up, it will still take your data. So it's like you go off the grid, you come back up, it still knew where you were at just because of the gyroscope or whatever feature. So it could be a thing, man. I tend to think they probably didn't use it just because it was 9K or something. But yeah, it does, dude. It, like I'm saying, dude, it like they're still showing you. I showed you that thing today in June. They're like they're still vetting Delphi Stevenson
Yeah.
stuff. So does it mean they're doing that? We don't know if they're doing that against ISP, Carroll County wishes. You would tend to think that they probably are doing it against their wishes, man, just because of the type of interactions we've seen between them. And so it's like, yeah, who knows when that's going to come to a head? It's either going to be that stuff goes quiet completely after trial, or there's going to be some contentious like flashpoint in the future. So
I'll read this. I want to add on to, because this explains it a little more clearly. It's basically what we're saying, but the reason I'm pushing on this is because one of the rumors I heard was that, yes, a fog reveal was pulled. Okay, that's a very good rumor I heard, and I'll leave it at that. But
that's what I heard too. I've heard that from other people. They go, Alex, you were right about fog reveal, and I'm like, right about what? Because
so
like
the
we
way
know
that
we
fog
had.
reveal is supposed to be used is that law enforcement agencies who have a contract with fog reveal can access a fog report or a fog reveal. And I heard that this was done, that's separate from the geofencing that was done. But it says here that Fog Data Science purchases commercially available location data from Virginia-based company Ventel, collected from hundreds of mobile apps that sell information on user interest and movements, including the apps of Starbucks and Waze. The information is derived from advertising IDs, which are unique user IDs assigned to mobile devices, allowing advertisers to track people's movements, habits, and usage of apps. Subscriptions to the service cost at least $7,500 a year. While the data is allegedly anonymous, officials have commented that competent law enforcement could use the information to identify individuals. And I'll be more clear on that. And I pinned a video here that I did some time ago last year when I became aware of this allegation that a fog reveal was done. I made a video clearly explaining it for you listeners and viewers, that basically the data is anonymous somewhat, when it's delivered, but law enforcement can then take that data using the advertising ideas and backtrack it to find the actual suspects using their own skills. So if a fog reveal is done and they get all of this data about who were in this particular geofence, then the law enforcement can then say, well, we're concerned with X, Y, and Z, so then we're going to identify who these users particularly were. And that's the way it would be done. So that's why I'm saying that there's a potential that there are several geofences that have been done regarding Delphi. I just find it odd that it's the prosecutor who's asking to keep it out as if it's going to muddy the waters or confuse.
Well, so the rumor, besides, I don't even want to touch on making victims look bad or confusing jurors. That's another thing. Whatever. I'm talking about like everybody's suspicion they're protecting an informant that's not Richard Allen, or somebody that snitched, ratted out Richard Allen and others, or some sort of secret, somebody that's being protected, right? Basically, that was part of that thing, right? That's like the thinking behind that, right?
That's the rumor, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it was me, Julian Turbo, that tipped in fog reveal. So it's almost like we chipped in for a something, dude, like a Disneyland trip or something, and then we're like, we don't know what the fuck happened with it. We're like, and everybody's like, hey, so that Disneyland trip happened. I'm like, where? Like, where the fuck did that happen? Because like, I didn't hear shit about it, So it's like the thinking when we push that through, dude, we're like, whoever gets it, gets it. Whoever was at the crime scene was at the crime scene, and then we didn't hear shit about it. And now, I'm hearing fog reveal this, fog reveal that, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like my mind's a whole fog right now, dude. I don't know where the hell it went, dude, but it went somewhere, and hopefully, dude, it led somewhere good. But obviously, if they use it, it's gonna be it should be used as a point of reference, in my opinion. I don't think it should be buried completely, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, here's what I've said from day one, brother, is that I have nothing to lose here. I was not in Delphi in 2017, so let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah,
that's
how you do it.
This has been a long time coming. There have been lots of victims. There's been lots of victims around this case. So it's time for it to all be cleared up, and that's my opinion. And that's why I have you here. I mean, thanks a lot for hanging. Don't mean to be so serious. Look.
No, it's been a good stream, dude, because we decided before, we had a list of like things we were going to go over, and a lot of it was like other sleuthers and stuff like that. And then we're like, hey, we should do collaboration, not division, because we're going to get more momentum that way. If we're just like picking apart sleuthers, it's not going to it's just going to be a grody stream,
Yeah, we don't want
those. Yeah, dude, this way's way better, dude. And I do that over on Dan's channel, so that's the place to do that.
Drama. Look, so Radar's saying, "Yo, Alex, what made Libby's phone turn on and sing?"
I don't know about. Dude, I'm kind of like, I don't know who said it earlier, but they were like all the info, the day of the crime info was all like BS basically. And I've kind of always, it sounds stupid, but I've always believed that, because I came in with like a Murphy's Law attitude, and I still do. And it's like, police are maybe compromised to some extent. Alan's family, everybody's like scared of something or being coerced of something to some extent, or want to leave it be to some extent for some reason. So it's like Murphy's Law, right? So as far as that goes, dude, the whole crime flow, seeing the crime, day of the crime, like it just never mattered to me. I was always like, even the stuff we're talking about now, it's like what's tracking like right now in real time, like pinging in real time right now, because like going over the whole day of the crime over and over and over, if it's like that, it just didn't seem reliable. And not only that though, because it could be very useful, definitely, but it's like I had already seen a bunch of people do that before, like Doug Rice. I even saw Matt Sullivan do it, and he got some good knowledge out there for sure. We try to get him on this show today, but we're gonna try again in the future. But other people have gone over it in different ways, and I'm like, well, obviously there's something not quite right about that. I'm like, okay, well, they got the past. I'll try to get the future, like the now, and then try to see what nobody's seeing right now. And I'm sure if other minds were looking out there besides Stevenson, I mean, they kind of already are digging up stuff. You'll find like stuff that nobody else is finding, and that's important to have a huge wide net. But I do like what's happening in the Delphi case, like the whole overlapping of unfinished business, and it's like, yeah, whoever gets it gets it. We know it's not us at this amount of time, so it's like everybody's collaborating, dude. It's getting less bitter, less personal, and more effective, dude. It's pretty sick. But
Yeah, it's enough protecting. I mean, it's like all the protecting. There's people who don't want to. There are people afraid. I mean, there's just so much fear and protection and hiding and
yeah,
secrets. I was talking to Skip quite a bit lately, and I was sort of like going off with Skip about how the time for secrets is over. Like,
yeah, at this
I've been
point, dude.
told to get away from this case by so many locals who just say, why don't you go do something else? Why don't you stop poking around? And it's like, no, don't tell me to go away. The more you tell me to go away, the more I'm going to get sussed out and think, no, you're wanting me to go away because there's something you're trying to keep secret. So,
Yeah, things are on the right track, man. We're finding like different pressure points too. So I would say if Stevenson's didn't work out for whatever reason, if any other case pings hot, like just go max pressure. And Flora's been used, like that's the thing, you can use whatever case in the future, maybe pinging up, or even Stevenson, like try to create like a pinching mechanism or something. That's how I view it, dude. I've done that different ways, so like before arrest it was like mainly Chelsea Small, Stevenson's Klein, like and then like yeah, it does. It's like you're going to get some good result. You're going to get something different that way, but a lot of people do it that way. You're kind of doing that, with me and you are doing that in regards to other stuff too. So it's like, yeah, you collab with other people, like Han Shakespeare, Skip, Julie, Joe, and me, and then other people, Noe,
it's
so
like
it, like,
a subtle pressure. It's like a subtle type of pressure. Look,
because we're like,
Tammy
yeah,
says,
this didn't work, dude. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Tammy has a question here. She says, what, if any, dirt did you find on Alan? Also, what is knowledge C?
I don't know
Thank
what
you
knowledge
for
C is.
That, Tammy.
I didn't find any dirt on RA. I found all his stuff. Like most of it was scrubbed, dude, by the time I got in there. If he has any dirt at all, it will be on the stuff they clone. That's like the worst thing ever for anybody is a clone of your stuff when they raid your crap. But they may have stuff they haven't named, whatever, but I think it's like I'm not gonna slap that on them if it's not there, but when I'm doing this type of stuff, dude, unfinished business work, I tend to believe he is holding the bag for somebody more powerful. And it just seems that way, man. It just seems that way. I hate to say it, but it's like, I mean, when you see glimpses of orchestrator stuff or glimpses with the news with their own mouth saying somebody that's not Alan, more violent, has other previous cases, stuff like that, it's like, well, that's not Alan. So it's like, and you see glimpses of Alan being threatened by different people before arrest. So it's like the power dynamic is he's the weaker one. He still kind of looks frazzled. I see other detectives outside looking frazzled, police. So it's like, why are you guys frazzled, dude? Like, I see nothing being done. This over here, over there, see nothing being done. So I'm like, well, somebody's got like all these people's balls in a vice. So I'm like, dude, is this like, what the hell is this, dude? I'm thinking like major human trafficking, major drug trafficking. Like Noe and me have said on the phone, like some alternate Epstein shit, basically. And I'm like, dude, like, at this point, if it is some Epstein shit, dude, like we should all just release all your info out at the same time. That way, it all spreads equally, and then
Hey, I
we
mean, look,
we get to the bottom of this case, dude.
we
Hell
got
yeah, dude.
judges, we got sheriffs, we got a whole bunch of people with a
Yeah.
whole bunch of escorts, prostitutes, whatever you want to call them, and I got receipts.
But it's like if they're older escorts, is it even that bad, or we're like the
Yeah,
escorts?
it's not even kids, but I mean, it's
They're like
it's
older
like
stuff.
there's a whole, just like I was saying about the horror obsessed subculture that we found in Indiana because of delving into the social media side of this. Well, we've also found
The
the
other
other
stuff.
side, the sex clubs and the young girls. I'll put
But
it
you
that
know
way.
where it gets dirty, that cross section between like you said, the dark web stuff and like the Stevenson's I showed you that shit today, dude. That shit's free. Wasn't that shit creepy, dude? The Stevenson's granddaughter account, dude. I
Yeah,
showed you that today. The Taste Okay, dude. That shit creeped me out, dude. And there's stuff of that nature, dude. Like, and that was this year, dude. That shit's still pinging this year. So it's like, I'm not making this shit up in my head, dude. It's like these fuckers are so bold because they got the cops, whoever, like afraid to do anything. They got their balls in the vice. They're just running buck wild. It seems like the only thing they're afraid of is like getting exposed on YouTube,
on the
and then they
internet,
calm down.
right?
Yeah,
Boom. Yeah,
then
I
they
mean,
calm down, dude. It's like bullshit,
you're
dude.
totally right. I mean, it's the same
Yeah,
way, dude, with the I hate to say it, but some of these people in the Click Report or the Frank's memorandum. I'm not going to go too far into it, but
yeah.
they're very bold too for exactly the same reason. I think so, there's sort of this attitude of like, do what the fuck we want because we got the cops. So
Yeah, dude. Hey, your channel will be the first. I mentioned this on a couple streams before, but if you can, I don't know how long it would take you. Maybe click or bring up the Stevenson's granddaughter bullshit that I had to deal with earlier this year, dude. That shit was freaky, bro. That shit was freaky. And I'll say at this point, dude, it's unsubstantiated as far as who is behind it. We just know that whoever's behind it needs to be looked into and police know about it, whatever.
it's
But
been
like,
tipped in though, right?
oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, a couple places, man. That shit was freaky, dude.
And here's what I want to say about Alex and I and others. You guys, I think maybe don't realize the amount of volume of shit that's been tipped in.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
It's crazy, dude. And it was like, I was talking to Jason Voorhies, Michael Myers on the phone not too long ago, and I said, dude, me and Prof, I mean, we kind of suspected each other of being involved or some shady shit, whatever. And then I said that shit was like Dawn of the Dead, dude, in the mall. Like we ended up having to huddle together, like you, me, and Noe and other people, because the shit got too fucking crazy, dude. I was like, it's too much. And that's happened with me and a few other people on the case that I never planned on talking to ever. And shit just got so out of hand that it became like Dawn of the Dead in the shopping mall, dude. I'm like, this shit's like way too fucking crazy, dude. So like, yeah, dude, when we started sharing info, dude, like, I'm not going to say what exactly, but I will say like mine and Prof's last stream did have a really good effect. And yeah, we're gonna keep at it, dude. We're gonna kind of keep correcting stuff as it goes to make sure, no more crazy bullshit or funny business, So we're gonna keep at it for the next couple months, man.
yeah, I
Just
mean,
like,
look, this
yeah,
is like Alex collects receipts. I collect receipts. We have tipped in very important things, and there's other things that have not been come to the surface yet, but there is something we're seeing, and it's not just Alex, it's not just me, it's not just others. It's becoming very obvious to a lot of people that there's some efforts by certain individuals to misinform, disinform, hide, cover, threaten, scare. I mean, there's things happening, and you wonder why we scream criminal underworld.
yeah, dude, it's wild, bro. And it's like, I'm just glad I didn't have a family or like a really good career coming into this too, because that shit would have been trash, bro. Like, you know, it was like I felt like right place at the right time for this shit, man. But yeah, I mean that's the thing with these cops, dude. They have more on the line, dude. That shit really is like gun to your head, suicidal moment. Like not just suicidal moment, like pure suicide, dude, because of how that shit can affect them. And that's what I think's going on, man. And it's like, you know, besides the crazy, weird type of harassment we've gotten, it's like, forget all that, right? Just the fact that they're still running the pressers, you know, behind the scenes locally for Kentucky and stuff like that. Oh, we're still vetting Delphi Stevenson's. That means like criminal underworld for sure, dude. And let's say you scrub all that out as like some bogus stuff, and it's like RA solo, case is over, whatever. Like even, you know, in our RA solo world, they agree that like the police, you know, that it was an alien thing, corrupt or not, that they were dealing with for sure, and like a big ass event, you know. So a lot of the shiftiness and weirdness could be them, you know, even if corruption exists, like trying to hide you know, incompetency and shit, you know, a lot of fuck ups they had, you know, along the way. I do think that could be in there as well. But you know me, dude, I'll call it like I see it, dude. I've said like the Diener Fouch shit, the Dan Doolin shit, a bunch of other shit, like that shit is shifty, man. There's a lot of shifty shit.
Yeah,
That's the criminal underworld, dude.
I'm glad you admit it. And all the haters who, like, you know, we all get hate because we even talk. But let me say that all the haters of Alex, I hope you just heard what he just said, okay? Because that's important. The shifty shit. I mean, Diener, say it again, dude. I mean, Granny D says, I Googled Knowledge C. It's a database that contains detailed records of a user's activities. And JoJo says, I want to ask Alex, has he ever hacked looking for something specific but ended up finding something way worse? Or
Yeah,
really
that's happened. Not so much on Delphi, other places for sure. I've seen some crazy shit, dude, but not like dark web bullshit, but just like, you know, right, the usual stuff, like people's porno shit or you know, embarrassing text or some shit. But do you have a channel, Alex? Yes, Weird Alex V. Yeah, it's that
Weird
little
Alex
username.
B in the chat.
Had it for a while. Misinformed, lie, threaten. Yeah, dude. And like, yeah, that's an overlap, dude. And it's like, I do see momentum to like get this shit done, because even if there's people that just hate Carroll County and they don't want to see anybody get arrested, there is like a United 93 push right now. So it's like, once we get past that door, half the people will want somebody arrested, the other half will want nobody arrested. But it's like, for now, at least we got a fast forward button on the timeline, so we might as well press it, dude, because I don't see any better. I don't see any other better option. But besides that, it's like, even if I was in solo world and I wanted the case to be over and the harassment to stop and the bullshit to stop, leave the community in peace, not deal with bullshit, right? If I'm thinking from that perspective, it's still a fast forward button on debunking shit and just like putting out the fire on a bunch of shit. Like sometimes you have to go overdrive to just like cancel everything out, you know? So that's like kind of the moment I feel the community is having right now, you know? And it's a good moment.
Yeah, and I mean,
dude.
hey, I was so concerned that Alan would not make it to trial. So I'm just elated. Like, I think we should all be looking forward to trial, because let's put it this way. If there's a plea deal, we should look forward to that, because that means there's something going to benefit the investigation into further, but, you know, most likely if others are involved. If it goes to trial, we should be happy for whatever's going to come of that. If the man's found not guilty or proven innocent, then more facts will still come through that process. If he's found guilty, you certainly will have an appeal process, and both of those will cause more facts to come to the surface. So all of this pressure cooker of an impending trial is a good thing, and so we should all be
It
celebrating.
is.
Right
You know what you need to do today that will make like a huge impact on your community page? That podcast I showed you, the local Kentucky one from June, the timestamp where he says they're still vetting Delphi and Stevenson's tips. You need to post that. Just a timestamp, whatever. You could, yeah, because it is screenshots, community tab. Yeah, post that
let's play it.
screenshot.
Let's play it now. Actually,
Yeah, play it now, dude.
me,
Hell yeah, dude. Get out there. But put it
which
out
one
there,
is
dude.
it? Which one is it?
It's the speaker me side or whatever. Let me see.
Yeah, let me
Sent
find
you that
it.
shit.
I had it here.
Dude, play that shit. It'll blow people's minds, dude.
Is it the one that's
Shit, hold on. It's way up there. It's audio. Yeah, 1017. Yeah.
Let's see if
Hell
this is
yeah,
loud
dude.
enough. All right.
That will get shit going, dude. You post that shit, dude. That's gonna get shit popping off, dude.
To a deck board.
All right, listen up, y'all.
Peggy Stevenson, please contact Detective Cox. You can email him at stevensontip@boonecountyky.org, or you can call 859-334-8496. You can leave your tip. It's anonymous, and this could unlock the mystery to a decade-old mystery from northern Kentucky.
We're right at 10 minutes, but I think we're going to go over today.
I think it was before that.
It's our show. We can do that. It's almost 10 minutes.
I'm messing up.
Try playing it from 10 minutes in. Yeah, because they do specifically say they're still vetting the info.
2022. That's when someone called in a tip potentially linking this murder to the Delphi murders. Even though it is still being vetted, it apparently has nothing to do with Richard Allen.
Okay. Let me back that up.
Back that up. I'll be quiet. Hell yeah.
Live and in the news, tips have increased since his latest media appearance, prompting the family to offer a $50,000 reward, which demonstrates the community's commitment to finding answers.
The most recent update came from November of 2022. That's when someone called in a tip potentially linking this murder to the Delphi murders. Even though it is still being vetted, it apparently has nothing to do with Richard Allen, the man who was ultimately arrested for the Delphi murder.
Now, you know what, Alex? When you sent me these few different clips, that connection as well. Not only does he say it's still being vetted, he's saying there's no connection whatsoever to Richard Allen to the Stevensons.
Means criminal underworld.
Yeah. So we have like these parallel lines, except the one to Richard Allen doesn't tie. So
yeah, put it all together, man. Multiple people. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Means multiple people, criminal underworld, whether other killer that might have helped with no phone or orchestrator that helped pre-planned it. You know, that it's because we've heard references to both by police. That means criminal underworld, dude. And it's vague. We don't know exactly what. We do figure meth more than dark web is involved. Human trafficking more than dark web, but we've seen signs of all three. So it's like,
well,
dude.
And let's be clear too. We understand. I've done a lot of study of reformed former meth users. I mean, really bad meth users, and there is this intense tie to both the occult ideation and the sexual deviancy, so to speak, if that's even a word, and we tend to or they tend to kind of summarize it as like meth sex demons and stuff. But whenever we think of this criminal underworld and these ties, we think of the meth sex demons, or it's sort of like all of the above. And but before we end, I don't want to forget to play this, because I know that we started off with the Gait killer theory, discussing how Alex's initial tip into the Stevensons was all about his idea of this perpetrator going around, or what one might call a serial killer or a contract killer, going around and specifically having this limping gait, wearing a costume, Jack the Ripper tendencies, aging bodies, all of that stuff that we were discussing. And I wanted to show just a clip of the Missy Beavers because I want you to see. I didn't have time to pull up the Bridge Guy video, but all of you guys, it should be ingrained in your minds. And how Doug Carter would constantly say to don't look at the face, look at the body and look at the walk and pay attention to that. And I want you to look at this Missy Beavers.
It is a case that still baffles police. On April 18th, 2016, Missy Beavers arrived at Creekside Church around 4:30 in the morning to prepare a Camp Gladiator class she was about to teach. What she didn't know was that there was a suspect inside the church dressed in what looked like police SWAT gear. A surveillance videotape shows the person arrived 30 minutes before Missy and roamed around until she arrived. Renee Rodden is a local podcaster who has followed this case for years.
It's like something out of a scary movie, watching the person walk around a church and covered from head to toe, basically knowing that she's going to be showing up soon.
Rodden and even police now believe Missy was targeted.
It certainly is a strange occurrence at this time of morning for a church to be burglarized early in the morning.
Missy students from Camp Gladiator found her around 5 in the morning, and police say nothing had been stolen.
I don't think it's random. You can clearly tell that they're kind of like wasting time. There's nothing that was taken from the church, and there was nothing taken from even Missy. It had to be planned and it had to be targeted.
Police released the surveillance tape hoping people would recognize the person's clothing and the way they walked with a limp. But to this day, they can't say if that person is a man or a woman. In past interviews, Missy's husband gave us his opinion.
Okay, remember, he's wearing a disguise. She's wearing a disguise. Whoever this is wearing a disguise. That's one of the points. Faking a limp or has a limp. That's another point. Ended up murdering Missy. That's another point. So let's back it up just a second. Let's hear from, I'll let it play through. I'm sorry to stop it, but I just wanted to reiterate that.
They walked with a limp, but to this day, they can't say if that person is a man or a woman. In past interviews, Missy's husband gave us his opinion.
I just assumed it was a guy. You know, it's just kind of a generic painting of the brush on that, but I think it's a woman.
And without suspects, they don't have a motive or even a theory. Police have followed thousands of tips and leads around the country, but they have gone nowhere. The billboards for information are still up, and police say they could just be that one.
All right, let's back it up again because I sort of talked over some of that. Watch. I just want you to watch this. And I'm not saying this absolutely duplicates Bridge Guy, but think of the connections. Okay.
It is a case that still baffles police. On April 18th, 2016, Missy Beavers arrived at Creekside Church around 4:30 in the morning to prepare for a Camp Gladiator class she was about to teach. What she didn't know was that there was a suspect inside the church dressed in what looked like police SWAT gear. A surveillance videotape shows the person arrived 30 minutes before Missy and roamed around until she arrived. Renee Rodden is a local podcaster who has followed this case for years.
It's like something out of a scary movie, watching the person walk around a church and covered from head to toe, basically knowing that she's going to be showing up soon.
Rodden and even police now believe Missy was targeted.
It certainly is a strange occurrence at this time of morning for a church to be burglarized early in the morning.
Missy students from Camp Gladiator found her around 5 in the morning, and police say nothing had been stolen.
I don't think it's random. You can clearly tell that they're kind of like wasting time. There's nothing that was taken from the church, and there was nothing taken from even Missy. It had to be planned and it had to be targeted.
Police released the surveillance tape hoping people would recognize the person's clothing and the way they walked with a limp. But to this day, they can't.
See, in that clip, I noticed the limp, and it appeared to be on the right leg. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, all those videos are like really crappy,
They're bad,
unfortunately. Yeah. But, they even brought in fucking leg experts or whatever the fuck they're called on
Say
each of
if
those
that person
cases.
is a man or a woman.
It's a common hitman thing, dude. Going back to the usual suspects. Remember Kevin Spacey? He was all limping out the building and shit. But, dude, I won't lie, dude. Like, some of those could be women in some of those hitman cases. But, like, when I saw that before Alan's arrest or long ago when I was heavy on this shit, and people were out there saying, oh, I think the killer's a woman. And they were saying that about Bridge Guy, too, in Delphi. And I'm like, dude, that has to be some, like, criminal underworld mofo, like being like, typing in there like, hey, it's a woman, like it's not a man or something, that's what I thought. But you see that a lot. Sherman's, Katie Janess, Missy Bevers, Chelsea Smalls, Delphi, they go, oh, I think the killer's a woman, I think the killer's a female. I'm like, goddamn, bro, it's like, come on. So like, I don't know. I always thought that was like a little freaky, but we'll see, But I guarantee, dude, when we find, if there is somebody else, whatever, I'll just be blunt, dude. Fucking blunt as fuck. I think orchestrator is most likely a female. Any other killers, whatever, most likely fucking male if there is that going on, I do feel like the orchestrator is a female. And I think it's somebody I haven't named yet or even looked into yet if they exist. That's my thinking on it, It'll be like fucking, was it Madam Web from fucking Spider-Man? The evil version. We'll see, dude. But man, what else am I gonna tell you about? Like next time I'm on here, dude, we'll go over the Jack the Ripper, like Katie Janess stuff, and probably like Curtis Huff. When he was a suspect for Stevenson's for just a little bit, and then why he didn't make the cut. He made the cut geographic wise and murder. What's that called? MO wise, basically, but he didn't make the cut with anything else because even with MO, he didn't do the plucking of the eyeballs and the ritual and all that crap, So that would mean he would be in a team of people or some shit if that happened, But, another weird concept that I've come across with, more so from Stevenson's in regard to Delphi, but yeah, it's that somebody committed the murder. Well, it's like somebody planned the murder, somebody committed the murder, and then somebody else did all the staging after. And their job was like to do the staging, on any type of murder they did on that shit. So it's like they were the one, if you heard rumors of like posing, playing the dolls, doing this, it's like they were the one that either helped with that or did that. Like they would have been the one doing the Odinism shit, Wiccan shit, any other type of freaky shit on other carvings, smearings, all that shit. But, that's where it gets way too out of control in UFO land. But it's like, listen, if it's just Alan and that's it. But like, then what the fuck is what we just heard earlier with in June 2024? They're like, we're cell vetting. It's like, come on, bro. Like, something's going on, dude. Something's going on. So,
but
like,
no connection to Alan. It's
exactly, dude. It means multiple people. It means criminal underworld, dude. So yeah, we got to debunk. They got to debunk that shit, or it's one of those things they don't want to address. It's like once you call it out, it kind of goes back in the shadows, So I do feel like that may happen with this. Like since we've been talking about it, like there will be no more Delphi Stevenson shit forever, But if that's the case, dude, then that's a good deal because that means, let's say it is solo and we're wrong and we're stuck in tabloid UFO hell, just like on junk food, then we did do a good service because then we put out that fire, basically. But if we're right and there is something else, then we did do a even better service because we blasted it to fucking everybody because a lot of people hadn't seen that or heard that yet, and stuff of that nature,
What I say is, what harm can it do? Like, you should be thinking of it. If you totally believe every word out of McClelland's mouth and that it's so totally Richard Allen and Richard Allen is lone wolf killer and only he did it all and he's done it and it's all done, then why do you care that we're exploring every other possibility? Because everyone should want every possibility to be explored because by exploring every possibility, you're that much more likely to end up with the actual one eventuality that was true because you've explored so many. So don't hate on the people doing deep dives into every rabbit trail, because if one of those trails pans out to be what it was, like, you don't know about Richard Allen. If he was involved, and someone led law enforcement to him because of their rabbit trail, explorations, then you would have to thank that person who found him in that way if he's involved, and anyone else. So I think that the hating on people, calling them conspiracy theorists, is totally immature, and it shows that you don't really care about the justice for the victims, Abby and Libby, because
yeah,
the way the victims are found, the law enforcement begged for years for help from the public, and that, and that's why we're all here.
Well, here's the thing. It's like any successful business, accounting for being wrong is like, you're going to hemorrhage money. So when it comes to conspiracy theory shit, it's like, yeah, I'm going to listen to what this person has to say, what that person, like even all the shit I said tonight, I'm probably wrong on like 95%, whatever. It's that the goal is that 5% that was right, you and me were right on, overlapped on, whatever, is something that's super different and potent, and like now happening now, needs to be addressed or acted upon, and we're doing that right now, but you do account for those errors, but it's like, basically it's like the method is practical, the raw material you're dealing with is not, basically, but our job is to convert it. You have to churn it, when you churn it over, and it smashes through to reality, which I've seen, like I saw with the Gait killer. You've seen other probably numerous examples with the shit you've been doing. It's like, well, an example, dude, is like, I won't say it publicly, but like what I suspect has been going on lately from what you and me did last stream. That is an example of taking the Dime Detective, UFO, National Enquirer shit, smashing it through. Something pops out the other side. We don't know. We don't even know what. Just like the first time or first other couple times I've done it, and other people have done it too. I mean, that's what makes it worthwhile. It is like mining for gold or something like that. It's like, I mean, shit. It's like, it's not always gonna hit, but when it hits, dude, it's fucking worth it.
And hey,
For
look,
sure.
I gotta say this, and I know people who know me well know this, but I don't really blast it on my channel. But Alex as well, he doesn't really blast it, but both of us kind of like teeter on this psychonaut, psychic, spiritual kind of like tightrope, where we're doing things logically, then we're doing things spiritually, and we're kind of like teetering on like it's taking both the left and the right brain. It's taking the whole human being to try to use his capacity to do the best we can, and I think that that's the
for
thing
real.
that we're saying, is that there's times where you have misses, but there's times that you have hits that are so far beyond any hit you could ever have otherwise, that unless you've experienced it, you don't really know what's going on. And that's why I
It's all
say,
personal, dude.
I'm not sorry for anything that I've ever been intuitively led to do, because I just, if I would say it as a Christian, I would say that I pray every night.
Hey.
But it's so much more than that. Okay?
Yeah, me too. And I will also have to say, as a Christian, I'm not a good Christian at all. Everybody knows that. But we did decide to not. We had a different stream plan, and it was going to be a lot dirtier, and we're probably not going to do it because gut feeling, dude. I mean, shit. We just decided collaboration better than division, and this has been working out pretty good, man. But Prof, we should show, on the paranormal shit, we should show where the Gait killer stuff came from, dude. It'll trip people out. And then
Yeah, I think we could do one next time or the time after. Pretty soon.
yeah, for Halloween, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that shit will freak people out, man. It's always freak people
today,
out.
August 30th. Whoa, we got to do it before then. Yeah,
dude, we got time, man.
Let's do a good show about
paranormal shit.
I mean, I might be willing to discuss some more, because I've always refused to give my what really got the ball rolling for me, because I've tried to protect someone. Um, but I'm willing to do what I can without. I can redact the individual's identification. I can sort of open up
Yeah, dude.
into like some of my collaboration with another individual that got my ball rolling, and I also want to give my entire theory, because my entire theory. Those of you who've been with me forever know it, but it's basically that there were a bunch of dudes in the woods, and it revolves around meth, and it happened at Wilson Bridge, and there's reasons for that, but I can kind of like get more into that in a future episode. But I know Alex.
That would be good, man. Your supernatural story, my supernatural tidbits, and then like I said before, dude, yeah, the supernatural, like the psychic tectonic plates underneath the case is what keeps people addicted for a while, a lot of them, and that's why, like I've said elsewhere, that's why there is extremely mentally ill and drug-induced people on the case that aren't involved with the crime, whatever. I'm definitely on the mentally ill side, whatever. It's because you're like tuned into frequencies that normal people aren't. So when you find something that's catering those frequencies as far as feedback, I'm not talking about the crime itself, I'm talking about the events that happen in real time. Then you're like, holy shit, like this is legit, dude. You're seeing like real feedback, so like, I wouldn't say, I'm not even, there is demonic shit, whatever, but as far as like good, wholesome shit, there's a lot of that too. I would say more so, all the way around. But yeah, there is some definitely like heavy, I would say with Delphi, dude, I hate to even put it like this. As far as the community right now, and even in the past couple of years, there's like heavy supernatural clout, dude. Like, it seems goofy, like I said, it seems goofy, stupid, evil sometimes, but dude, it has heavy fucking supernatural clout, and that's like both dark energy and light energy. It's not just all demonic, but I guarantee a lot of people have had dreams about Delphi or in relation to Delphi, person they met on Delphi, whatever, shit like that. And yeah, there's some crazy shit going on, dude. That's why I'm like, here till the end, man. This shit's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and I got to say this, God. I mean, the overall conclusion that I've come to with it is God wants this case solved, no matter what.
Yeah, dude.
I have this feeling that God is the one who's pushing this to say this case will be solved, and that's it. Bottom line.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's looking good, dude. And then to see even a lot of the bridges being mended and forgiveness and moving on and laughter and shit. That's some real good shit, man. That's some real Christian shit. And it's hard sometimes, man. I know, like, I struggle with it. Like, you want to move on and shit, but the other part of your brain just wants like complete annihilation for the person. So like, it's hard, dude. But like, yeah, when your better half wins, it's pretty fucking good, But yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a good time this way, man. I mean, this shit, we're getting shit done, dude. I mean, fuck, dude. So we got more to come, dude. We're gonna keep watch over this fucking trial, and we have plans. Like, if it goes down solo, if what's gonna happen if it goes down solo? Nothing happens. Stevenson just vanishes. Nothing happens. It just like vanishes because we talked about it. We're gonna know exactly what to do. So we got plans every which way, fucking direction, and yeah, it's in good hands, man. We're in fucking good hands, man.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the people in this like, there's a lot of love in this channel here, in this chat. The people surrounded me the past year, they've been some assholes, there've been some snakes, but the large majority, 75%, 80% of them have just been the best people. And look, I know I go hard on the Indiana meth heads real bad, but there's been a whole bunch of amazing people from Indiana right here in this chat, a bunch of locals. So don't think that it's everyone. We know only if the shoe fits. So there's a whole bunch of good ones. So all of us together, this is something no one could have ever done, and we know that. And that's why God's pushing this, because it's taking all of us in all of our capacity. But this shows you what you're dealing with.
Yeah, dude, we're having a United 93 moment right now. It's pretty fucking sick, man. And yeah, I'm happy for it, dude. But yeah, man, I would post that the exact like timestamp, man, for that podcast that we just played on here. I'd put it on your
We'll post
community.
it. Yep.
Yeah, say, hey, this happened this year, means possible criminal underworld, or fits in with my old theory, my theory, whatever. Because like I've said this to you and Noe and you on the phone, like I don't know how many times, but I'm like, people get sick of hearing me talk about the same shit, Stevenson's, whatever, blah blah blah. It's like, if I'm right on my shit, on just one thing, 5% of it, so many other people's work, they're right on their shit. And for a lot of people that have like been droning on this case for years and years, it's like super important to them to know that their work was worthwhile. And we'll make sure everybody gets their dues and their credit. I'm not like the arbiter of credit giving, dude. A lot of these people already know the good work they put in and shit, so like they don't need that kudos or whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be very satisfying for people, man. I think it's gonna be good in the end, dude, for sure, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. But
Well,
yeah,
hey,
I like where shit's going, man. It was a banger fucking stream, Prof. This actually went better than I thought it would, man. And fuck, dude, it's fucking sick, dude.
yeah,
Might
good.
even be more better than last time, dude. And last time was pretty fucking good, dude.
So,
But
you guys hit the like, by the way. So hit
hell
the
yeah,
like,
dude.
and that'll push other people to be able to see it on the replay once we're done in a few. Yeah, I mean, something about this case. So, I took my little boy. Out to Delphi, and we walked around, and we went to Wilson Bridge, and we checked it out. I showed him Abby Libby. I told him the story. I told him the horrible story, and just about every day he goes grab their picture, and he comes and brings it to me, and we talk about them. And it might be only 5 seconds or 30 seconds or a minute, but almost every day he thinks of Abby and Libby, and he's just a toddler. So yeah, man, there's some heavy spirit in this case.
Yeah, there is for sure, man. Yeah, it's gonna be sick, dude. We'll cover a lot of that stuff in a future stream, like you said, the Cajun-esque, Jack the Ripper shit. Probably anything else that pings out, from here till now, because there probably will be. But yeah, dude, it's like I don't know. I have a good feeling, man. I have a good feeling. I have a knack for being at the right place at the right time on shit, and yeah, I definitely feel something bubbling up for sure, man. So
yeah, I think that, man, like erasing a lot of this hate out of this case. You know what I'm saying, Alex?
yeah,
It's been like that's something that we can do, and it's something that's needed and will be like productive, beneficial. So. Hey, look, everybody, please give Alex the props on the way out. And if you have any last questions for him, drop them now. But thank Alex as well for being here. It wouldn't be a quite the Friday without him, and without all of you in the chat. I love the Friday. I'm good. I might just stick to Fridays from now on because I'm sick of doing 5 shows a week. So we can do 1 a week and still be fine.
yeah, amen, man. I have to say, as forgiveness, I struggle with that a lot. But like, if you like truly forgive somebody and you let it go, move on, they either like get their full karma, usually pretty quickly, like within 3 years or whatever, or they change for the better and they become a whole other fucking person, a better person, that like the asshole you were dealing with, whoever you were dealing with that you didn't like, they're not even like there anymore. They don't even exist anymore, pretty much. So like, that's kind of what happens when you do, forgive people. It's hard, dude. It's hard. I know a lot of people struggle with it, especially in this community, but oh, the Stevenson's granddaughter, dude. Yeah, if you can, man, try to clip. I don't know how fast you could crop stuff, Prop, but if you want, I could send you a crop. You want me to send you a crop version on iMessage? You pull it up, the Stevenson's granddaughter.
No, we can get to it later. I'll post it, but you can tell it. It's
Yeah,
a lot
I'll crop
to get
it
it
for
on
you,
the
man.
screen. I have to convert it to PDF and upload it to the laptop. Big old deal.
Oh yeah, fuck all that, man. But yeah, we'll put it on your community post, man. Be like, this shit was freaky, dude. Like, Dude, I would tag FBI in that, dude. I'm like, FBI, get to the bottom of this shit, bro. Because, like, fuck, dude, what the hell is that shit, dude? Yeah, it was too much, man. That shit was creepy, dude. That shit gives me goosebumps when I think about it, dude.
Hey, thank you. It's a God thing for the amazing super chat. Just as a God thing just gave a little super sticker.
Yeah.
You are amazing. It says you are amazing. That means both of us, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on what you're saying about the forgiveness, it's like this. Some
Yeah.
people just have impossibility with taking accountability, and that's why they can't. You can forgive them, but they can never. Some people you just can't work things out with because they'll never accept the accountability or the wrong. You know, it's like one thing those things taught me that you talked about is the greatest thing that you can do is understand how your actions uh, made someone else feel, especially in a bad way. Because when you realize what you do to someone that affects them negatively, and if you feel it as if it's happening to you yourself, it makes you not want to do that to people again. And that's something that some people haven't. They just haven't really come to terms with everyone that they experience life with, and it's hard because much as you want to be the best with everyone, some people you just have to accept that they won't be there until it's a time that they're ready to be there. So that's how I move on. Some people I have to move on from, and some people I can move forward with, and that's my my way of dealing with it. But I want all of this to be healed in this community because I think that the only reason for it not to be is if it's being instigated from the outside, and I'm hoping that's not happening, but I'm thinking there's some of that too. So it's a big long
Shit.
speech, but that's it, bro.
Dude, it's a good time, man. It's a come up, dude. I got other stories for next time, man. But like, I got drama brewing outside of Delphi. That's like crazy, dude. Like, shit's crazy, dude. The streams are about to merge, dude. Like, I'm telling you, this shit, this Delphi train, dude, it got so grody, so quick, so crazy, so quick. It's like it's come off the rails, dude. It's something else, and like, it was unmanageable for a while, and it was annoying, but it's coming to a good, peaceful spot, effective spot. So I'm liking where shit's going, man. It's so sick, dude. So it's gonna be a good fall, man, dude. We're all on the come up.
Yeah, it's going
Right
to be
now,
great.
dude.
And then
Yeah.
we're getting into this intense time of the trial. So everyone just, hey, like I always say, love your kids, love your wife, your friends, those who mean something to you, your pets. Just do your best, you know. And thank you so much for being here, all of you in the chat, and Alex as well. It's good to have you here. And I
Yeah, it
know
was
that
sick, man.
I know Noe wishes he was here with you or with us too, shooting the breeze right now. So
Oh yeah,
I
we'll
want
get
to
him
shout
on
special shout
eventually in
out
the
to
future,
Noe.
dude. Yeah, shout out to Noe for making this happen, man. He made this shit happen. And your wife Lilith too. She's another peacekeeper, Noe, and then making this is some good shit, man. I'm loving it. But fucking god damn, man. Yeah, I'm out for the night, but I will be here either next week or the week after, dude. I'll fucking be here. And yeah, I'm telling you, dude, there's gonna be some results from you posting that shit, whatever that they're still vetting shit. Like, yeah, just because we covered it today, dude, something's gonna happen. So
Big Fish
yeah.
says, Alex, you're a good guy. Sorry if it took me to see it truly. Thank you, Big Fish.
Thank you, Big Fish. Hell yeah.
Great
It's gonna be
chat.
good, dude. Yeah, it was good to be here, man. I'm glad I got that fucking lighting.
Yeah, I mean, and I just so everyone will know, I basically invited Alex kind of in an open invitation for every Friday. So you can plan on seeing Alex hang out a lot more, and I'll try to do as many shows as possible. Although I have a very busy life that I'm not telling anyone on YouTube about because you like to ruin people's lives. But I basically don't have time to do streams at all, except maybe on Fridays and maybe one more day a week. It's going to be few and far between. But But we'll have Alex along as for the ride as much as possible, and hopefully all of you in the chat. And I really appreciate you being here this late at night. But hey, it is Friday. It's our Friday party.
Hell yeah, man. We got to get Noe on here next time. But, dude, it was a fucking honor, man. I'll fucking hit you up soon, dude. And thank you, Prof, for having me on. Thank you, everybody, for having me on. And you guys have a great fucking weekend and good night, man.
All right. Good night, Alex. All right.
All right. Peace out. All right. Thank you.
All right. Everyone tell Alex thank you. Tell him thank you in the chat. And guys, please tell each other thank you. Okay? You guys are really amazing people. I know it's been a rough ride, but I really do mean it. My chat's always been the best chat. We've had ups and downs with the problems and not problems and heartaches and lack of heartache, but my chat's always been the best, and it still is. And I want to say thank you to all of you. So please thank each other, and then thank Alex as well. And yeah, I'll do like I normally do, and kind of take my time shutting the stream down, so you guys get to wrap it up in the chat. But I do appreciate you for being here on a Friday. It's gonna be a very interesting fall that we're entering, and honestly, I do expect that our trial for Richard Allen will be pushed back to 2025. It's my suspicion. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, and like I said, I have no skin in the game. Doesn't matter to me. But we are entering that season wherein we will see a trial for Richard Allen, and we'll see what comes of that. And you know my personal opinions that I am a very strong believer in due process. I am very reluctant to believe that the judge and the state is acting honorably in this case because of the just the strong armed tactics that I see being employed. But at the end of the day, I have faith that everything will work out for the best. And so that's what we're entering. And it's a good thing to see. And maybe within 6 months or a year, we'll have this all behind us, and we'll be in a phase of sort of what I would call a graduated level. We'll be at another level of rhetoric, of discussion, of ideation, and of momentum for moving forward. Because Alex made a good point in the last stream we did, which was that this community here, when this, if it is ever all over, is a strong community. And there's a lot of good that we can do with other victims who deserve justice, other cases that could use the spotlight. So just keep that in mind, that together here we are, and we may graduate to another level where we can do even more good for more people. So I want to thank you all for being here. Again, sorry it's been a minute. It may be another minute because we've got a lot going on. But stay prayed up and stay blessed and love the ones you love and forgive the ones you hate and move forward. And we love you, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to bring the beautiful Eye of the Light up.
Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Been waiting so patient, I'm going places, can't fake it. My heart is so cold, my energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me count my blessings daily. Yeah, they've been acting shady, but I don't take it personal. The memories fading, I'm enjoying the moment. I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, unfolding. Got nothing to prove, cause I'm not the blow. I've been in the booth, speaking to my soul. You know that I'm true, either way it go, either way it goes. I cannot turn cold, staying on the low. I've been protecting my soul. If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn it back. Acting like the amigos, he never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go. And I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure. Only good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. You see me searching for my inner peace. I've been learning more about myself and my purpose. Truth always come to the surface. Was hurting, but I had to heal. Releasing all the pain that I always held. Been going through some changes, I'll make it still. Protecting my soul to keep it real. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Thank you.